Professor Dr. Dilip Kumar, and Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Puneet Sharma, and Dean Amity Law School, Jaspreet Kaur Majithia ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Law without research is like a body without soul, rigid, lifeless, and unresponsive to the evolving needs of society. This quote beautifully captures the very spirit of why we are gathered here today. In a world driven by constant technological advancement, shifting political landscapes, growing ethical dilemmas, and deepening global interdependence, the law cannot remain static. It must evolve, adapt, and lead. That evolution, however, does not happen in silence. It takes place through rigorous research, fearless questioning, inclusive discourse, and critical thinking. And that is precisely what brings us all together today at this landmark event. I am Shubham Bhatia, your host for this inaugural session, and I am truly honored to welcome you all to the first International Law Conference hosted by Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab, in collaboration with Law Learnizo. Our conference theme is The Future of Law in a Globalized World, navig- Navigating Innovation, Ethics, and Sustainability. We are living in times that demand not only legal interpretation, but legal imagination. From the challenges posed by artificial intelligence and blockchain to issues of climate justice, cross border migration, digital surveillance, and corporate responsibility, every emerging crisis calls upon law to lead with clarity, compassion, and courage. Over the next 2 days, this platform will become a living lab of ideas, bringing together researchers, legal practitioners, academicians, policy thinkers, and students from across the globe. Each will bring unique insights, each will challenge assumptions, each will contribute to shaping a legal landscape that is more adaptable, inclusive, and future ready. This is not just a conference, it is a call to action, a space for collective thought, a celebration of scholarship and inquiry. In this spirit, I would now like to introduce my fellow student coordinator and co host for today, Ms. Gunjan Chopra. Together, we are proud to represent our institution and a generation of young legal thinkers committed to building a more just, ethical, inclusive, and innovative world. Before we delve into the heart of today's proceedings, it's only fitting that we take a moment to understand the institution that has made this grand event possible. Amity University Punjab is a part of the globally renowned Amity Education Group, India's leading private education foundation with a presence in more than 15 countries. Our university is nestled in a 40-acre, state of the art green campus in Mohali, just a short drive from Chandigarh International Airport. Designed as a global hub for research, innovation, and interdisciplinary learning, Amity University Punjab offers over 50 programs across cutting edge domains. Here, students don't just study, they discover, collaborate, and lead. Our faculty are celebrated researchers, patent holders, and educators who've authored hundreds of peer reviewed papers. And our students benefit from experiential learning, global study programs, and advanced labs that make Amity a place where curiosity meets capability. Within this world class university stands a young but dynamic institution dedicated to the advancement of legal education. Amity Law School was established in 2021 with the mission to nurture responsible legal minds for a rapidly changing world. While we may be young in years, our ambition is bold and unwavering. Amity Law School offers integrated programs such as BLLB Honors, BBLLB Honors, and LLB Honors, along with a specialized 1 year LLM course in diverse legal fields such as corporate law, criminal law, constitutional law, and international law. But the uniqueness of this institute lies in its commitment to experiential and socially grounded legal education. We emphasize not just on academic excellence, but the values of justice, service, and leadership. And this mission is reflected in the range of events and initiatives that breathe life into our classrooms and corridors. Our academic calendar is bustling with events that provide platforms for real world learning and legal advocacy. Some key highlights include national and intra moot court competitions, where students argue before student stimulated courts and real legal professionals. One intra-moot competition is being organized at this time as well. Legal aid clinics and awareness drives in nearby communities, enabling students to bring justice to the grassroots. Lecture series and panel discussions featuring retired judges and legal scholars from across the globe. And of course, now the first international conference where students get to present alongside policymakers, academicians, and practitioners. In every event, we aim to uphold the values of rigor, relevance, and reflection. This conference is indeed a reflection of our values and continued commitment to nurturing students beyond the realm of classrooms. It is a reminder that the study of law is not confined to books or courtrooms, but must constantly be engaged with the real world. Let us all treat this occasion not just as an event to attend, but as a space to contribute through questions, conversations, papers, and presence. With that, let us now begin with the day's proceedings. I now invite Professor Dr. Jasprit Kaur Mijithia, Dean Amity Law School, to kindly present saplings to our esteemed dignitaries as a token of respect and our commitment to sustainability. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, let us take a moment to honor the memory of the innocent lives lost in the tragic Pahalgam terror attack. The loss is a stark reminder of why we must continue to uphold justice, peace, and humanity. I request everyone to please rise and join us in observing 2 minutes of silence. Thank you, everyone. You may now take your seats. To mark the auspicious beginning of this conference, we now move to the lighting of the lamp ceremony, a tradition that symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and the awakening of wisdom. I would like to invite our dignitaries on stage to kindly proceed with the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. I would also like to invite Dr. Kusum Pal, Head of School, Amity Law School, and Ms. Poonam Gulati, co-convener, to kindly join us for the lighting of the lamp ceremony. I would also like to invite Professor Dr. Shivali Dhingra to kindly join us on the stage. I request all the deans to kindly join us on the stage for the lighting of the lamp ceremony.
भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
Thank you, esteemed dignitaries, for blessing this occasion with light and positivity. To formally welcome the dignitaries, I invite our respected Dean, Dr. Jasprit Kaur Majithia ma'am. Dr. Jasprit Kaur Majithia is a legal academic and administrator with over 28 years of experience, currently serving as Dean, Faculty of Law at Amity University, Punjab, Mohali. A member, a permanent member of the National Lok Adalat, she began her career in litigation before transitioning into academia, where she has held various leadership roles. Her expertise lies in constitutional and family law, with numerous publications in reputed international and national journals. She has been honored by the Punjab and Haryana High Court Bar Association and the International Human Rights Council for her contributions to the legal education. Dr. Majithia has chaired sessions at major conferences and played a vital role in legal outreach and institutional development. Ma'am, please, I invite you to formally welcome the dignitaries.
Thank you, Shubham. A very good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, learned colleagues, deans, HOS, faculty members of all the departments of Amity University, Punjab. Dear students and participants joining us physically and virtually from across the globe. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all on the inaugural ceremony of the first International Law Conference organized by Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab, in collaboration with Law Learnizo. Our conference today, based on the theme, The Future of Law in a Globalized World, Navigating Innovation, Ethics, and Sustainability, recognizes the profound transformation our world is undergoing. This conference, like many of our accomplishments, has been made possible with the solely with the support and leadership of remarkable individuals, which includes Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Founder President of the Ritanand Balvik Education Foundation and Chairman of the AKC Group of Companies, whose visionary leadership has laid the foundation for Amity's global success. Dr. Atul Chauhan, respected Chancellor of Amity University, Punjab, and President of RBEF, whose belief in innovation and inclusive education continues to inspire us. Mr. U. Ramachandran, Senior Vice President, RBEF, whose administrative vision strengthens the Amity mission. Professor Dr. R.K. Kohli, our worthy Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Punjab, a celebrated academician and an environmental scientist who guides our university with wisdom and warmth. Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Vice President, RBEF, whose insights helps us align our academic framework with the best global practices. Professor Dr. Puneet Sharma, Dean Academics, Amity University, Punjab, a seasoned academician and a great visionary. Professor Dr. Dilip Kumar, Registrar, Amity University, Punjab, who has always supported us in all our endeavors. It is my honor to formally welcome our chief guest of inaugural session, Professor Dr. Balram K. Gupta, sir, MC Chagla National Award winner, a renowned personality whose lifelong dedication to academia and shaping the judges continues to inspire generations of legal minds. Sir, we are truly honored to have you with us today. Thank you so much. A hearty welcome to Advocate Piyush Jalan, who has joined online virtually, founder of Law Learnizo, our knowledge partner for this conference and a change maker in the field of accessible legal education. It is my pleasure to extend a warm and respectful welcome to our keynote speakers of the day, Professor Dr. Jyoti Ratan, Department of Laws, Punjab University, Chandigarh, an esteemed academician and thought leader whose presence here today greatly enriches inaugural session. She is joined virtually. Dr. Bhavna Mahadev, Faculty of Law, University of Mauritius, an accomplished academician specialized in international economic and financial law. Her work bridges theory and practice, reflecting a strong commitment to global legal advancement. Mr. Veda Essenger, practicing lawyer from Germany, a distinguished legal expert and PhD researcher specialized in the nexus of artificial intelligence and law. With global experience and deep expertise in IP and technology law, she brings a cutting edge cross cultural perspective to legal innovation. We are truly honored to have you all virtually with us today. I extend a welcome to all our participants joining us virtually from across India and abroad, whose enthusiastic engagement is going to add immense value to this event. I appreciate the organizers, faculty, and student coordinators, and students of Amity Law School and other schools of AUP whose energy, passion, and commitment always remain the lifeblood of our academic events. As we move forward into 2 days of thought provoking sessions and meaningful discussions, let us carry with us a sense of responsibility to think deeply, to act ethically, and to innovate wisely. Let this conference be the beginning of ideas that will continue to inspire change and shape the future of law and society. Once again, a very warm welcome to all. I wish you all an enlightening and enriching conference ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for welcoming the dignitaries. It is now a privilege to felicitate our esteemed chief guest, Professor Emeritus Dr. Balram K. Gupta sir, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the field of legal education. I request Professor Dr. Dilip Kumar, Registrar, Amity University, Punjab, and Professor Dr. Puneet Sharma, Dean Academics, Amity University, Punjab, to kindly come forward and do the honors. Thank you. And now, it is with great respect and admiration that I invite our chief guest and Professor Emeritus, Professor Dr. Balram K. Gupta sir, to address the gathering. Dr. Balram K. Gupta is a distinguished legal scholar, emeritus, and senior advocate renowned for his profound impact on the Indian judicial system. With a career spanning several decades, Dr. Gupta has significantly contributed to the shaping and mentoring of judges both in India and internationally. He formerly served as a director of the National Judicial Academy and has played an instrumental role in legal education, judicial training, and public discourse on justice. In recognition of his exceptional service, Dr. Gupta was conferred with the Capital Foundation Justice M.C. Chagla National Award in March 2025 by Justice Madan B. Lokur, Chairman of the UN Internal Justice Council. The award honored his outstanding and distinctive contribution in mentoring judges across jurisdictions. His global engagement includes serving as a guest orator at the Sri Lankan Judges Institute. He also led the Indian delegation to the Canadian Judicial Institute in Ottawa. Dr. Gupta is awarded with the Punjab State Nyaya Ratna Award and a Lifetime Achievement Award from Rotary International, recognizing his efforts in connecting the judiciary with Rotary through his writings and lectures. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium with a huge round of applause.
Professor Puneet Sharma, the Dean, Amity University of Mohali, Dr. Dilip Kumar, the Registrar of Amity University, Mohali, Dr. Sandeep Arora, the Director of the Institute of Pharmacy, Amity University, Dr. Jaspreet Kaur, the Dean, Amity Law School, the faculty members, the distinguished keynote speakers this morning who are virtually with us, the young minds, the future of law and justice. I compliment the university and the Amity Law School for organizing this first international conference relating to the future of law in globalized system of the world for that matter. Such a kind of a conference at that level was not possible earlier. The technology has made us possible to carry forward such academic events, which used to be rare earlier during my times for that matter. The theme of this particular conference is so challenging, so fascinating. The future of law depends how law connects justice for that matter. The brochure of this particular conference carries the image of Lady Justice statue on the cover page and also the inner page for that matter. What is the significance of the Lady Justice statue? Eyes are bandaged, a sword in a hand, and in the other, the scales being evenly headed. The Romans believed justice is blind. When you do justice, you don't have to see who are the parties before you. for that matter. And that is why this image of the Lady Justice statue for that reason. Do you really believe in the 21st century justice is blind? And even during the Roman times for that matter? Certainly not. Do we not know who are the parties? The petition is before us. The details of the petitioner and the respondent are contained in that. And still we say we do not know who are the parties, no favor, no favoritism. Justice, I don't believe in the present context, is blind. We have traveled a long time. It is transparent. Live telecasting of the proceedings of the court is the new challenge that we are having today. And in that particular context, justice cannot be said to be blind at all. It is open, it is transparent. In October 2024, the then Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, installed the Lady Justice statue at the reception of the Judges' Library of the Supreme Court. And this statue is different. The eyes are not bandaged, are not bandaged. Scales in one hand, the Constitution in the other hand. That's the real combination of justice today. Justice is open, it's transparent. Justice according to law, justice according to the Constitution. That is why the Constitution in one hand. No soul, no question of any authority and power. Judges are engineers of justice. They are not engineers or despots for that matter. And therefore, I so much wish if the new Lady Justice statue could also be included as a part of the brochure for that matter. Would have been excellent in that sense. I'm sure globally, this change of the Lady Justice statue would make a difference for that matter. That's the new challenge of justice. One of the prominent themes of this particular conference is judicial activism, transnational constitutionalism. This is the most important aspect. Judicial activism plays a significant role in developing constitutionalism, not within the country alone. Judicial activism helps us to develop constitutionalism, which is true across the borders, globally for that matter. The Indian courts have truly met that particular challenge. Recently, in April 2025, Commonwealth Conference was held in Malta. Justice Suryakant of the Supreme Court of India was the keynote speaker in that particular Commonwealth Conference. And he said, the Indian courts do not interpret the Constitution as a cold provision of the Constitution. They interpret the Constitution as a living instrument of justice. He added, the Indian courts have been in the forefront in building up the moral and the ethical fabric of the society. I truly feel the contribution, particularly of the Indian Supreme Court, across the globe, including the United States Supreme Court, is far ahead in judicial activism. And the story that I would share with you would depict how well the Indian Constitution, the Indian Supreme Court have blended together. We are celebrating the 75th year of the Indian Constitution. It is because of the Supreme Court. It is because of judicial activism. Judicial activism helps us globally to fill up the silences of the Constitution. Judicial activism provides constitutional voice to the silences of the Constitution. 1973, Keshwananda Bharati case. We are familiar with basic structure, but we are not familiar with constitutional morality. Both these concepts were introduced by the Supreme Court, by a bench of 13 judges at that time, both constitutional morality and basic structure. To protect the basic structure of the Constitution is constitutional morality. And this concept holds good across the globe. This is true constitutionalism. And that is the reason why both these concepts, which have not been used, these two expressions, basic structure, constitutional morality, have not been used in the Indian Constitution at all. But they have proved to be the savior of the Constitution. I take pride in saying constitutions have only birthdays, no death days. And we are looking forward to the centennial celebrations in the year 2050. I would not be there. You all would be there to celebrate the centennial celebrations of the Indian Constitution. If you look around, other than the US Constitution, which is older than the Indian Constitution, no modern constitution has been able to survive for that long as the Indian Constitution. What is the reason for that? What is the rationale for that? It is obvious that how the Indian courts have made the Indian Constitution a living organism. And therefore, in that particular context, this globally is being now gradually being imported, the basic structure concept. The constitutional morality has become an exportable commodity of the Indian Constitution. Thanks to Keshwananda Bharati, if it is 52 years old. And therefore, in that particular context, 22 times the issue came of constitutional amendments, whether they violate the basic structure or not. 15 times the amendments were upheld. Only 7 times they were found to be violative of the basic structure. I call basic structure is the banyan tree of the Indian Constitution. We move forward. Human rights globally. The contribution of the Indian Supreme Court while being into the field with judicial activism is truly tremendous. Article 21. No person can be deprived of his right to life and personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. The procedure established by law was included in the Indian Constitution in preference to the due process of law of the US Constitution. It was felt due process is unwieldy, no certainty, and therefore procedure established by law. It would be a far better expression. Experience shows it has not proved so. Procedure established by law, the Supreme Court says, has to be reasonable, just, and fair. And this concept of reasonableness, of justness, and of fairness is far ahead of the due process of law. I urge the different systems across the globe to recognize this particular aspect. The Indian Supreme Court has humanized the criminal jurisprudence. The Indian Supreme Court has interpreted Article 21 so meaningfully in a wholesome manner. The globally, the countries are looking forward to the contribution which the Indian Supreme Court has made. Environment, clean environment is the challenge. It's the basic human right. It's ever growing through the medium of the Indian Supreme Court. The High Court of Uttarakhand declared rivers as legal entity having rights for that matter. A private member bill is pending in the Rajya Sabha, in the parliament, to recognize certain entities as legal entities like rivers, animals, forests. That would certainly help enhance the environmental aspect, which is so important. I remember when the Uttarakhand declared the rivers as legal entities. Who would look after them? They constituted a committee. I was a member of that committee. And it declared that they are the parentus locus for that matter. Somebody has to nurture them so that the rights could be upheld in that context. One more aspect. In fact, there are so many aspects in this conference. Let me touch on the parliamentary constitutional democracy. Parliament constitutes of elected members. In a constitutional democracy, The parliament has to follow the discipline of the constitution. This is true across the globe for that matter. Recently, the Indian Supreme Court has met the challenge. The parliament passes a bill, it goes to the president for assent. The state legislature passes the bill and goes for assent of the governor. Particularly in the states, it has been experienced. The governor withholds the assent. The governor has the option to give the assent to that bill, or send it back for reconsideration of the legislature. Now, in that particular context, if the legislature passes that particular bill with or without amendments, the governor has no option but to give assent to that particular bill. The experience has shown governor doesn't give for indefinite period the assent. Now, it's a challenge to constitutional democracy. It's a challenge to federalism, which ultimately is integral part of the entire system of constitutionalism. The legislature passes a bill which constitutes of elected members. The governor is only a constitutional appointee who acts on the aid and advice of the council of ministers. And therefore, he is bound to give the assent as per the provisions of the Constitution. What has happened is, when you have one particular party at the center and some other party in the state, the difficulty comes. And therefore, to resolve this particular aspect, the Supreme Court recently has held the governor has no option but to give assent to the bill which is duly passed by the legislature. That is true federalism. That is true constitutional democracy. That reflects that the elected representatives are the masters of legislation for that matter. And this interpretation they gave under Article 142, which warrants the Supreme Court of India to do complete justice. Complete justice is not what rule of law is. Many a time, rule of law doesn't help you to do complete justice. And therefore, the intervention of the Supreme Court. I could go on adding many things. But this is truly the global contribution to constitutionalism through the medium of the Indian Supreme Court. I urge all the participants across borders to take up this challenge. And if it's truly taken, it would go a long way in building up constitutionalism. My blessings for the success of this international conference. I'm grateful to the organizers of this conference to have given me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your deeply enriching and intellectually stirring address. Your words have not only added immense value to this conference, but also has reminded us of timeless relevance of law as a tool for justice, reform, and societal transformation. We now come to a special moment in our program, the official launch of the Book of Abstracts. For our conference, may I invite Ms. Poonam Gulati, our esteemed conference co-convener, to kindly come forward and present the Book of Abstracts to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Balram Gupta, in a symbolic gesture making its release. I would also request Dr. Kusum to please join on stage. Thank you, ma'am, for presenting the Book of Abstracts, and a heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Balram Gupta for formally launching it and lending his distinguished presence in this milestone. Due to prior engagements, Dr. Balram Gupta will have to take a leave now. Thank you, sir, for gracing your presence with this occasion. Everybody, please settle down and please maintain the decorum. Now, I have the privilege of inviting Advocate Piyush Jalan, founder of Law Learnizo, and our esteemed knowledge partner for this conference, to address the gathering and share his insights. He is joining us virtually. Advocate Piyush Jalan is the founder of Juris Cognita Publications and Law Learnizo Law School, and is currently practicing at the Honorable Calcutta High Court. An alumnus of Amity University, Kolkata, he is recognized for his contribution to litigation, corporate law, legal publishing, and education, with a strong focus on bridging the gap between the legal academia and practice. Sir, we warmly welcome you. Over to you.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to all present here, respected dignitaries, keynote speakers, esteemed session chairs, members of the faculty, research scholars, students, and my dear colleagues from across the globe. It is an absolute honor to address you today at the International Conference on the Future of Law in the Globalized World, Navigating Innovation, Ethics, and Sustainability. As the founder and director of Law Learnizo and Juris Cognita publication, and as a proud alumnus of Amity University, this moment is deeply personal and professionally significant. To return as a collaborator to the very institution that shaped the foundation of my legal journey is not just fulfilling, but it is humbling. The conference is not merely an academic gathering, but it is a platform for reflection, reimagination, and reform. The law is no longer confined to the courtrooms and statutes. It now intersects with artificial intelligence, climate action, international trade, digital sovereignty, and social justice in ways we never imagined a decade ago. Our world is evolving, and so must our understanding and practice of law. Throughout this conference, we aim to highlight the urgent need for responsive legal frameworks that are agile, inclusive, and ethically grounded. The sessions will challenge us to think beyond black letter law and consider the cultural, technological, and humanitarian dimensions that modern law must embrace. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the faculty and leadership of Amity Law School Punjab for their trust in Law Learnizo as their knowledge partner of this prestigious conference. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished chief guests, keynote speakers, session chairs, and contributors who bring a rich spectrum of global perspectives to the table. To our students and young researchers, this is your stage, this is your opportunity to engage, question, and contribute. Let your voice be a part of this evolving legal narrative. In closing, I will say this, as law strive to keep pace with innovation, it is only through collective scholarship, critical inquiry, and ethical leadership that we shape a just and sustainable legal future. Let this conference be not just a dialogue, but a starting point for a meaningful impact. Thank you, and I look forward to a truly enriching 2 days ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. Your insightful and encouraging words. We are truly grateful to your valuable contributions. No academic gathering is complete without the presence and wisdom of distinguished guests. Now, it is my privilege to invite our first keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Jyoti Ratan, a distinguished academic and thought leader, to deliver the keynote address. She is joining us virtually. Dr. Jyoti Ratan, presently Professor of Law at Punjab University, blends academic brilliance with global impact. A gold medalist in LLM with a PhD and postdoctoral in law, she has authored 20 plus legal books and spoken at prestigious platforms worldwide. From delivering a keynote at Western Sydney University to shaping global discourse as PU G20 Nodal Officer. Her insights on cyber law, women rights, and IPR have echoed in conferences across South Korea, Portugal, and beyond, marking her as a thought leader in contemporary legal scholarship. Ma'am, we warmly welcome you to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you, dear students. Thank you for your kind word. Honorable Professor Kohli, Vice Chancellor, Amity Law University, Professor Balram Gupta, Professor Emeritus and Chief Guest of this conference, Dr. Mechithia, Dean, Amity University, Advocate Piyush, other keynote speakers, Madam Poonam, coordinator of this international conference, and her entire team, and dear participants, dear students. I'm really thankful to Amity University for giving me this opportunity to interact with such an intellectual audience. Friends, I have taken very, very interesting topic today, and that is, I hope I'm audible and my PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
My PPT is visible, I hope.
Yes, ma'am, the PPT is visible clearly.
Interesting topic which I have taken is challenges posed by information and communication technologies and artificial intelligence to law in a globalized world. That is online data privacy and right to be forgotten, with special reference to European Union and India. Friends, we all know that in this globalized world, information and communication technology have played commendable role. The way we interact, the way we speak, the way we communicate, totally different today. We have various new concepts like e-commerce, e-governance, online payment, many more. And if I talk about these new challenges posed by artificial intelligence and information and communication technology, I have taken very, very specific challenge, that is online data privacy and right to be forgotten. Dosto, to understand today's concept, I will raise following moot questions. ICTs and artificial intelligence, challenges posed by ICTs and artificial intelligence to law, specific challenge that is online data privacy and right to be forgotten. What could be the solution for this? And in this regard, we have to study European Union law and Indian law. Uh, ICTs is not a new concept. Information and communication technologies invented in 1990s, which had changed the entire globe. And today we are using another expression, artificial intelligence. When I started searching this expression, what is this artificial intelligence? I realized that this is not a new concept. It is just a new form of information and communication technology. And I would like to quote Nobel laureate Herbert Simon. And he in 1970s, he was founding father of artificial intelligence. He stated that once we started using artificial intelligence, it would change the entire world. And probably he was absolutely right. Today, once we started using various AI apps, whole system has been changed. In daily life, business, industry, even legal field has been changed. Dosto, pros and cons are always there. Advantages, disadvantages are always there. Undoubtedly, advantages, I am talking about the disadvantages which are caused by information communication technology and artificial intelligence, especially specific challenge, specific challenge, and specific challenges, online data privacy and right to be forgotten. Uh, if I talk about what are the consequences of this online data, think of a situation before I start with this right to forgotten and online privacy. Two friends, they are having healthy relationship. They are having all sort of conversation. But once they start having unhealthy relationship, what will happen? One of them would upload their intimate images on the social media, affecting the privacy of other person. She is interested in forgetting everything, but online media is not permitting her to forget everything. Isn't it that she has right to be forgotten? This is one example. Let's take another example. A has been convicted by the lower court, and this judgment is uploaded on social media. And subsequently, A is convicted by the higher court, that is in the appeal. But that judgment has not been uploaded on social media. Isn't it that it affecting the privacy of Mr. A? He has already been acquitted by the court, but now in the social media, he is shown to be convicted, and hence the entire society is looking at him as if he is still a convict. Isn't it affecting his right to privacy? Isn't, don't you think he has a right to forgotten that particular incident where he was wrongly convicted, and he should be shown as a normal person who has been acquitted? So these are the important issues which I there was some connection problem. Am I audible, friends?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible and visible now.
So law always changes, chasing technology. Technology is moving very fast. We have to make law so as to chase this positive and negative impacts of technology. So this is a new challenge which ICTs and artificial intelligence has posed to us. And for that, what is the solution? We have to make new laws to handle the solution. And if I talk about laws, friends, there are first country which has enacted law in this regard is European Union. And European Union has created this law, that is General Data Protection Regulation, commonly known as GDPR 2016, which came into force into 2018. This is the biggest positive achievement of this law is Article 717, Recital 65, which talks about right to be forgotten. That is another example. This girl about whom the intimate images are uploaded on social media, she can claim that I have right to be forgotten and I want to forget this incident or this relationship, and this information should be removed from social media. So this is the strongest law which have the provision for erasure of such information, removing such information from social media if she makes a request to the social media. So this is the strongest law, and this is the first law which talks about data privacy as well as the right to be forgotten. This, I mean, why we call it a very important and strong law, because hefty penalty is mentioned under this law if somebody violates this provision. If I talk about jurisdiction, it is having jurisdiction in both European Union countries as well as outside the European Union countries, that is extraterritorial jurisdiction. So if social media may be registered either in European Union country or outside the European Union countries. If uploading has been done on that particular social media, request can be made to that social media registered outside, and that social media is bound to remove that information. So this is the important positive law. These are few examples where hefty penalty has been imposed. So many complaints have been received by competent authorities of European Union. For example, Dutch and British authorities have received more than 10,000 complaints regarding data breaches, Germany 15,000, and so on. I am going to detail because of paucity of time. This is the example to show that how we say it is the strongest and toughest law, because penalty here is 20 million euro or 4% of offending companies worldwide annual revenue, whichever is higher. So that means if a company is bound under law to remove the information, it does not remove, how much penalty can be imposed? This is the penalty which can be imposed, maximum 20 million euro or 4% of that company's annual turnover, whichever is higher. So these are few examples where this penalty, 4,800 euro penalty has already been imposed on CCTV system in Austria. 15 million euro fine has been already imposed by French company. These are few examples. This is the latest judgment of European Union Court, Google versus CNIL, where new concept was given, geo-blocking technique, that if the data, the information has been uploaded all over the globe, because we all know this physical boundaries have disappeared. Anything uploaded anywhere is visible everywhere on the globe. But if this complaint is made to erase the data, geo-blocking technique can be used. That data can be reblocked in that particular area where complaint has been made. So if European Union में complaint हुई है, तो वहां पे ये geo-blocking कर सकते हैं. So this is your geo-blocking. And then if I talk about right to be forgotten, in our example, she has right to be forgotten. So when the competent authority will accept her demand to remove the information, it depends upon balance of convenience. दोस्तों इसमें दो चीजों में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आएगा, सोशल मीडिया's right of publication and her right of privacy, which should be given preference. So law says if this information, which is a secret information, which is not in public interest, then right of erasure, that is right of privacy, would be given preference, and court will pass the order of removing or blocking that information. But if information is such which Janta should know, public should know, then preference would be given to right to publish of social media. If I talk about Indian law, unfortunately, in India, before 2023, we were not having any law regarding online data privacy. But in 2023, we enacted this law, that is GPDP Act, Digital Data Protection Act 2023. But this act covers both the situation, online data privacy as well as right to be forgotten. That means in our India, if she is facing such problem, she can make a request to the competent authority for erasing that particular information which has been uploaded by her previous partner on that social media. But unfortunately, this act is still not in force. It has been enacted, but notification has not been issued for bringing this that act into force. So presently we have in Information Technology Act, उसके कुछ provisions हैं which we can apply like 43A, 72A, which they do talk about right to privacy. Because of paucity of time, I will go into detail. Under this act, we have also enacted certain rules. Social media is bound under IT Act under 79 to remove such information as per 79 of the Act as well as IT Intermediary Rules 2021. And these are the latest judgments in India regarding right to be forgotten and online data privacy. These are the judgments. Latest judgment is by Kerala High Court. That is VKG versus Union of India, where Kerala High Court directed the social media to remove the name of victim. Rape victims, her judgment was uploaded on social media and name was mentioned as such. She made a request that is, I have right to of privacy, right to be forgotten. This should not be uploaded in my name. So court gave direction to so many social medias. Indian Kanun, Google, Yahoo were directed by court to remove that information. Let's conclude. Let's conclude. Friends, technology and today artificial intelligence has changed the entire system. We are time and again, law is made to chase the technology. Technology is changing every other day. We cannot change the law every day. But we, Government of India, rather all over the globe, efforts are made by countries to make their laws to handle the problems, challenges, issues posed by ICTs and artificial intelligence. If I talk about right to be forgotten, their urgent need here is United Nations must make a convention, which this convention should act as a model law for all the countries to make their laws for online data privacy, mentioning the provisions for right to be forgotten in their laws. In India, we have already enacted DPDP Act, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Need of the hour is, what are the important suggestions I would like to make here is, regarding India, if I talk about an international level, United Nations must adopt a convention in this regard. If I come to India, India must issue a notification for immediate bringing into force this DPDP Act. And very important here is awareness must be spread about right to be forgotten, about online data privacy. Until then, through this international conference organized by Amity University, Mohali, I urge all the young students not to upload any objectionable information on social media because it will affect the privacy of other person. But mind it, now the other person will have right to be forgotten if not under DPDP Act because it is not enforced. Judges, they will give wider possible interpretation to existing IT Act to give justice. So be careful, dosto. ऐसी कोई भी information which is objectionable information should not be uploaded so as to affect the privacy, online privacy of other person. With this, I complete my presentation. Thank you so much, Amity Law University, for giving me this opportunity to interact with young generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights on such a relevant theme. Moving forward, we now move to our second keynote address. It is my honor to invite Dr. Bhavna Mahadev, a respected scholar and expert in her field, to kindly address the audience and share her insights with us, who is again joining us virtually. Dr. Bhavna Mahadev is a full-time lecturer in law at University of Technology, Mauritius. She holds a bachelor of, she holds a bachelor of laws, master of laws and a doctor of laws, all from the prestigious University of the Western Cape, Cape Town, South Africa. Specializing in international economic law, financial law, corporate law, and legal research methodology, she has contributed extensively throughout her academic publications, global conferences, and legal workshops. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, am I audible, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you. So I wish to extend my gratitude to Amity University and Advocate Piyush Jalan for having given me the opportunity to be present here today as a keynote speaker. So just as Professor Jyoti just did a wonderful presentation, I would also like to take up on a similar theme because this is becoming something that requires legal attention, right? So the focus of my speech today would be the impact of the General Data Protection Regulation, which we all know as GDPR, on artificial intelligence. Right? So I would start by saying that we are all, in one way or the other, in the quest of an ideal legal framework to be able to deal with AI, right? So the GDPR, which is among the strongest legal framework on data protection originating from the European Union, this may serve as a point of inspiration. But before we are inspired by it and we use it as a legal framework at the domestic level by countries, there are few remarks which I wanted to make, which is the basis of my speech today, right? So we all know that artificial intelligence has developed rapidly during the past 10 years. It has a strong scientific foundation. It has a long history of fruitful application, right? Offering chances for knowledge dissemination, I should say improve healthcare, energy sustainability, and many social, cultural, or economic advancement, right? And at the same time, we should say that serious concerns, including unemployment, inequality, discrimination, social exclusion, monitoring, and manipulation, they also come along with these opportunities. So, since artificial intelligence started to concentrate on applying machine learning to large volumes of data, there has been a notable advancement in the field. Machine learning systems, they identify patterns in data, they create models which connect potential inputs to likely accurate inputs, which we call predictions, right? So artificial intelligence systems, they are trained on large data sets of example before they are used in machine learning application. So consequently, artificial intelligence has developed a voracious appetite for data, which in turn it fuel data collecting in a vicious cycle, right? The development of machine learning based AI, they require and they promote the creation of massive data sets or big data, right? So the advancement of science, technology, the economy, the society, we can all greatly benefit from the combination of AI and big data. But on the other hand, this also adds to concerns that affect people individually and as a collective, including polarization and fragmentation in public spaces, ubiquitous surveillance, and the impact on citizens' behavior, right? So numerous AI applications, they handle personal information. On one hand, personal information may be added to the data sets that machine learning system utilize for training, that is to create algorithmic models. However, these models can also be used to analyze personal data and draw conclusion about people. So artificial intelligence has made it possible to analyze, predict, and analyze and affect human behavior using a variety of personal data sets. So this ability to turn these data sets and the product of their processing into valuable commodities. So specifically, AI makes it possible for automated decision making to occur even in fields where complicated decisions must be based on a variety of variables and arbitrary standards. So automated predictions and decisions, they are frequently less expensive than human ones, well as more accurate and unbiased. Since AI systems, they are immune to human psychology, common errors, and they can be rigorously controlled, right? So algorithmic conclusions, however, they can also be biased or erroneous. They reinforce pre-existing biases and they create new ones. So even in situations where automated evaluation of people are impartial and accurate, they can nonetheless have unintended consequences for the people involved, who may be exposed to constant monitoring, ongoing assessment, persistent influence, and even manipulation, as I discussed earlier. So the processing of enormous amounts of data about people and their activities by AIs, it has social implication. Since it can lead to, the extremes of surveillance capitalism and surveillance state, but it also offers chances for social knowledge and improved governance. So the creation and the application of AI tools, they must be done within a socio-technical framework that would include human skills, organizational structures, and norms, as well as technologies, in order to be able to protect and advance individual interests and the common good. So, in order to establish regulatory backing for the development of this kind of framework, ethical and legal guidelines are required. And that is in addition to sectoral laws, right? So the legal principles are the rights and social ideals established in national constitution, the EU Charter, and EU treaties. So the ethical principle, they would include liberty, justice, explanation, and prevention of damage, right? So the sectoral regulation in question, they cover a variety of legal topics, including labor law, administrative law, civil liability, data protection, consumer protection, competition law, amongst the others, right? So AI raises a wide range of legal challenges, which reflects the pervasive impact of AI on the European society, for example, right? So in addition to legislation and public enforcement, civil societies, countervailing authorities also required so that we can identify abuses, we can alert the public, and we can also initiate action in order to guarantee that citizens are adequately protected against hazards arising from the misuses of AI. AI-based citizen empowering technologies, they can be very helpful in this regard, as they allow citizens to detect illegal activity, spot instances of unfair treatment, and discern between false and unreliable information, in addition to protecting themselves from unwanted surveillance and nudging, right? So coming to the GDPR does not specifically address artificial intelligence, but it addressed several of the GDPR rules, some of which are in fact challenged by the new methods of processing personal data that AI has made possible, right? So the full use of AI and big data capabilities and the traditional data protection principle, they do in fact conflict, right? The latter would involve gathering enormous amounts of information about people, their social relationship, and using that information for reasons that were not entirely clear when it was first gathered, right? So nonetheless, it is possible to design, use, and interpret data protection rules in a way that aligns with the advantageous application of big data and artificial intelligence, right? Now, when personal data is reused, when it does not conflict with the original purposes of collection, it can be used for purposes other than those for which it was originally intended. This allows for a flexible interpretation of the purpose limitation requirement that is compatible with artificial intelligence and big data. Furthermore, it is generally accepted that reuse for statistical purposes is compatible. Therefore, it would be permissible, right? It is also possible to understand the data minimization principle in a way that permits advantageous AI application. So in certain situations, Minimization might mean lowering the personality of data that is already available rather than its quantity. That is, it might mean lowering the ease with which the data can be linked to specific people by techniques like pseudonymization, right? So re-identification should not imply that re-identifiable data should be regarded as minimal personal information. Instead, the re-identification of data subject, they have to be seen as the generation of new personal data governed by all relevant laws. In fact, re-identification, it should have been absolutely forbidden unless all requirements for the permissible gathering of personal data were satisfied. And it aligns with the goals of the data's initial collection and subsequent anonymization. So in the case of AI-based processing, GDPR information requirements, they can be satisfied. However, the intricacy of the AI application, they must be considered. Even without delving into needless technical specificities, this information provided to data subjects should allow them to comprehend the goal of each AI-based processing and its limitation. Inferences, which are based on personal data, they are permitted under the GDPR, as long as the necessary precautions are taken. Although it is generally forbidden, there are many exceptions, right? There are disagreements on the degree to which the data subject should receive a personalized explanation. So the extent to which automated decisions may be subject to reasonable criteria, this is likewise unknown. So if properly conceived and executed, the GDPR requirements on preventive measures, in particular those pertaining to privacy, by design and default, they do not impede the development of artificial intelligence systems, even though they might incur some additional expenses, right? So which AI application, they pose significant dangers and therefore call for a preventive data protection evaluation and perhaps significant dangers, etc. So this data protection authorities must be clear about, right? And lastly, the potential to handle personal data in a way that do not require the influence of additional personal data that is made possible by the ability to use personal data for statistical reasons. Now, in terms of the GDPR prescription, it is important to note the concerns. Although it offers no direction on how to accomplish this, the GDPR permits the creation of AI and big data applications that successfully strike a balance between data protection and other societal and economic goals. It does, in fact, contain a lot of ambiguous language, open standards, the execution of which frequently necessitates weighing conflicting interests. So the novelty, the complexity, the wide-ranging effects of AI, big technologies on individuals and society, they exacerbate the uncertainty surrounding their use. So it is true that risk prevention and accountability principles, they have the potential to steer the processing of personal data towards a positive sum game, where the benefits of processing, they outweigh potential drawbacks, right? However, the GDPR transfers the burden of determining how to manage risk and identify the best solution to controllers, a task that may be difficult and expensive, by requiring controllers to rely on such principles. So rather than encouraging the adoption of appropriate compliance measures, the severe fines for non-compliance in conjunction with the ambiguity surrounding the standards for compliance, they may create a novel risk that will discourage small businesses from taking over new projects. Therefore, the guidance that data protection organization and other competent authorities they provide to controllers and data subject, they will have a significant impact on the successful application of GDPR to AI application. Appropriate guidance, they would reduce the expense of legal uncertainty and point businesses toward effective and data compliant solution, especially small businesses, not the other ones who require this kind of assistance the most. So in summary, right, I would conclude by saying that controllers using AI-based processing, they have to support the principles of the GDPR, and they have to take a cautious, risk-aware approach. This can be accomplished in ways that are, consistent with economic profitability and the state of technology at that time. However, controllers, they should not be left in isolation within this activity, because the subject is intricate and there are gaps, there are vagueness which are found in the GDPR. So institutions, they must encourage a wide-ranging discussion on AI and its uses in society and offer leading indicators. For data protection authorities to create suitable answers that are based on common values and useful technology, they must actively engage in communication with all stakeholders, including controllers, we have processors, we have the civil society. So it is only by fostering trust and averting hazards that the effective use of AI technology, in conjunction with the consistent application of data protection standards, they can enhance the success of AI application. So this is food for thought today in the field of artificial intelligence in terms of we are putting forward a debate on the legal framework, okay, regarding artificial intelligence. Thank you. I would like to end my speech here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insights. We are now delighted to welcome our third keynote speaker, Ms. Yuveda Essenger, who is joining us virtually. Ms. Yuveda Essenger is a qualified German lawyer and a PhD researcher specializing in the intersection of artificial intelligence and legal systems. With expertise in intellectual property, patent, and technological law and professional experience across New York, Tokyo, and Taiwan, she brings a globally informed, forward looking perspective to contemporary legal challenges. I invite her to address the audience. Over to
Thank you
you.
so much. I hope that you can all hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, everyone, distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues and fellow speakers. First of all, I want to thank you and say that it's a real honor to be part of this conference, and I'm incredibly grateful for the invitation and cooperating. And I'm excited to contribute to these critical conversations we're having in these challenging times in the future of law and in a globalized world. So my focus today will be on the topic that touches our aspects of lives, especially in our law systems. It's about artificial intelligence and technology and the legal challenges and opportunities ahead. So my aim is to give a practical overview about the challenges that come with these new changes and these disruptive technologies and how it will affect our law systems in various ways. And my aim is to invite, especially our young guests, to think about the legal challenging and that comes with it, and be open to possible solutions, especially within the next days of the conference, and think about creative ways and critical ways to solve the issues that we have. So in recent years, AI has moved from being a broad futuristic concept to something that's deeply embedded in our daily lives, even without noticing it. So whether it's healthcare, finance, justice systems, or even creative industries, we have a lot of innovation going on, and it's positive. It seems to be very positive, but it also comes with a lot of profound legal and ethical challenges, as you all know, that cross borders, cultures, and legal frameworks. So we are all familiar with the excitements that comes with the AI's potential. It can help judges and our legal system, but it also has a lot of challenges. So I'm more focused on the difficult parts coming with it. As you know, we have a lot of different aspects where we can integrate AI in our law systems, like predictive policing, AI-driven legal research, So there's also in Germany a huge debate whether we need legal interns in law firms or not, or if legal interns will be replaced by legal research tools. So it's a huge debate and there's a lot of uncertainty coming with it. But also smart contracts that can execute themselves without help, smart courts, especially a huge thing in China, judicial decision making, but also the question whether we can replace human judges through robot judges. Even though it seems to be very far away, it's not that far from a technical point. So we should definitely discuss this too. So as lawyers, policymakers, and legal scholars, we know that technical power doesn't come without challenges and it can lead to serious risks. And being European, I know that we empathize a lot of the challenges coming with it. But even though I'm internationally based, I would say it's very important to still look at the challenges and address them very early in order to prevent higher risks. So the pressing challenges, I would say, on a broad level, are definitely legal liability and accountability. So the big question, who's responsible if an AI system makes mistakes? Of course, we cannot cover every aspect here, but just to have that, especially for the younger audience in mind. So can or should AI granted legal personhood, or should we always have a human loop? How can we ensure that there's somebody accountable, holding accountable for mistakes? And as we know, AI makes a lot of mistakes, even though compared to human mistakes, it's not always that significant. But coming to bias and fairness, this is a huge topic. And we see it again and again that in AI and especially machine learning, that AI perpetuates or even amplifies biases, like we all saw in the huge American model Compass in the United States. I'm sure that you heard about the debate. So this is a serious concern. And whether it's hiring, lending, or law enforcement, bias algorithms are critical human rights that are concerned. So we should treat this concern very seriously. And even though there are a lot of initiatives in that field, it's still not to that extent that we could say that we are on the spot in terms of solving the issue. But maybe this is also my critical view on it. Another big thing is privacy and, of course, data protection, as the previous speakers mentioned. So AI has to depend on massive data sets, which is good in a technical way, but also concerning when it comes to data privacy. And of course, you use GDPR. We have strong benchmarks, but at the same time, it's sometimes unrealistic to not go forward without seeing how the international global world is very fast. So the EU has to be very careful in terms of not being behind. But still, like harmonizing these rules internationally is still a huge, huge challenge, especially with different interests and considering the fast challenges coming with the new technical advancements. And also when it comes to intellectual property, which is also one of my fields, we have a lot of increasing debates whether AI can or even should be recognized as an inventor or creator. So this will be a huge challenge also globally. So far in Germany, we don't have a solution for it, but we have to be very fast since the changes are rapidly and it seems to be also unstoppable. So what's clear on an international basis is that we have no single country that has the perfect solution, of course. So we can't challenge these issues alone. So it's important that we cooperate internationally, which is essential in these times. So in this context, I also like to highlight India's impressive approach, especially compared to Germany. We are usually very slow when it comes to technical and digital inventions. So in India, it seems to be very fast, which is a huge advantage because otherwise you're just far behind, too slow. And as you know, this can harm innovation. So this is just something that we look upon also from Europe because, yeah, as I said, we're usually too slow. So Asia has on a broader level, a very fast approach, is more innovation oriented and pushing boundaries in AI and also fintech and blockchain. Meanwhile, the European Union is taking a very strong regulatory approach, which is good with the AI Act, as you all know, but I'm also sure that we know about the challenges coming with the AI Act. So it's sometimes hard to balance innovation with strong fundamental legal frameworks. And in the United States, we also see a rapid AI development, as you all know, but at the same time, also with big tech companies, there are a lot of challenges coming with it, and also with the different kind of regulation compared to the EU and Asia. It will be very interesting how this all goes globally. So, of course, there's a need of a balanced governance framework, even though at this point it seems, I wouldn't say unrealistic, but very, very challenging to have it on a global, balanced, and harmonized level. But still, I think that it's very, very important. And that's why I think conferences like this are important to cooperate more and not be just in our own legal framework. So, what does this all tell us? We need, as I said many times, global conversation, and not just conversations within the legal framework, but also with technical experts, with more debates on the ethical level. So we shouldn't just stick to the legal point of view and broaden our views and cooperate more. And that's why I think, as I said, today's forum is very important. We need young voices to cooperate, and we have the clash of traditions and modern world, which is sometimes challenging. Even though I'm not a professor, I know that within academia and the new challenging technologies, it's sometimes hard to find a common ground. So that's why I think it's very important to cooperate with young scholars. So to sum it up a little bit, I would say that we have to focus on strengthening border legal framework. We have to cooperate in ways of profiting from each other's AI regulation systems and see what works and what not works. Promoting transparency and accountability, especially in law and especially when it comes to judicial decision making, and finding standards that are on a global level, and also, of course, ensuring human rights and ethics, and at the same time stay in the center of technological development, and investing in education. So also this is something that we have to face. Academia will change. We have a lot of debates whether we have more oral exams rather than written exams. I mean, we all know that it's a huge concern that students use more AI tools like ChatGPT-4. So it will be interesting how education will change on a legal field in long term. And it will be challenging to navigate all of these challenges, but I also think it's totally possible, especially with the global framework that we have. So I think that while AI and technology pose a lot of uncertainties, this is the fact, they can still offer us incredible opportunities if we are able to address them early enough and to rethink and reshape our legal systems and be more agile, inclusive, future-proof, faster. All countries have an overburdened judicial system. So I think AI per se could help when we have effective tools to mitigate biases, mitigate mistakes, and at this point, of course, have humans in the loop. So it's up to us as lawyers, scholars, and policymakers to ensure how we pace up with innovation, but at the same time have a safe legal system. So this will be an interesting phase, and everyone who's studying law right now or is in academia will maybe look back 10 years from now and will hopefully think that we did everything right, but it will be a lot of work. So yeah, I'm curious and about all the changes also in the conference, and yeah, we'll thank again for this opportunity to speak here, and I hope that this broad overview helped, and I'm looking forward to the discussions and learning from all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us from afar. Your presence has truly enriched this gathering. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I have the honor of inviting Ms. Poonam Gulati, our conference co convenor, to share her words of insight and guide us through the conference briefing. Shining a light on more technical aspects of the conference, Ms. Poonam Gulati is an assistant professor of law at Amity University, Punjab, a PhD scholar at Department of Laws, Punjab University, Chandigarh. With qualifications including LLB, LLM, and UGC NET, she is a committed academic, corporate lawyer, and a legal researcher. Her, exper- her expertise spans constitutional law, corporate law, IPR, and insolvency. She has presented at national and international conferences with research focused on equity, justice, and sustainability. May I kindly request Ms. Poonam Gulati to take the stage and present the conference briefing.
Thank you for the wonderful welcome. Good morning to everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to the first international conference organized by Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab, in collaboration with Law Learnizo. This is not just a conference, it is a realization or vision born from months of discussion, planning, and collective passion of the dedicated team. The idea to organize this conference emerged from the urgent need to engage in meaningful discourse on how law must evolve amid the rapid shifts beyond globalization, technical invention, and the demand for sustainability. As an institution striving to be forefront of legal education and research, we recognize that this is the perfect moment to create a platform where scholars, practitioners, and policymakers with students come together to think the future of law. And so the journey of organizing this first of its kind international conference began with a great excitement and even greater responsibility. The theme of this conference is the future of law in a globalized world, navigating innovation, ethics, and sustainability. We will engage this theme through five focused technical sessions spread over 2 days. The first day, we shall hold two technical sessions, and the third, fourth, and fifth sessions will be concluded on day two. These sessions will bear titles that match the scope of the papers to be presented during the discussion. Today's first session is titled Rights, Realities, and Regulations, Comparative Legal Challenges in a Changing World, and the second shall be Law in Flux, Rethinking Rights, Regulation, Responsibility in a Complex Global Order. Each session will include 8 to 10 scholarly paper presentations with two experts. The selected papers will be compiled into a conference proceeding with and published with an ISBN, ensuring that the contributions made here reach a wider audience. This conference marks a new chapter in Amity Law School, Punjab, and I sincerely hope it ignites critical thinking and serves as a medium to build networks and shape ideas that move beyond this platform into the real world of law and justice. Thank you. I wish you all an intellectually stimulating 2 days ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the insightful briefing and for walking us through the vision and structure of this event. Your dedication and leadership are truly the pillars behind the success of the conference, and we are grateful for your guidance. Now we come to another important milestone of this conference, the launch of the book cover of the Conference of Proceedings. May I kindly invite respected Registrar Sir, Dean Academics, and Dr. Jasprit Kaur Majitia, Honorable Dean, to please lead this ceremonial launch. I would request all the faculty members to join us on the stage. I would like to thank everybody for this book launch. Now I invite Dr. Kusum Pal, Head of Amity Law School, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks for this inaugural session. Dr. Kusum Pal is the Associate Professor and Head of Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab, with over 15 years of teaching experience. A gold medalist in her bachelor's and master's, she has over 30 publications in reputed journals, including Springer, Scopus, and UGC Care. She is a recipient of Radha Kishan Punchar Award for Excellence in Law and has chaired numerous sessions at national and international conferences and seminars. We warmly welcome you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. In fact, I think it is good afternoon. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to raise formal vote of thanks on behalf of Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab, and the organizing team of First International Law Conference. This is really an immense, you can say, immense pleasure to have you all over here because this is for the first time when we are globally joining our university and representing the scholarly articles and research work, trying to find out the new visions that has been given and crafted when this Amity University Punjab was started. Before I start my formal vote of thanks, I would like to say and pray to the God that whatever journey that we are going to cover within these 2 days, this helps us to grow more better and have our recognition better in this global perspective. As a formal vote of thanks, I would like to first express my gratitude to our patron and the leaders. I would like to give my deepest gratitude to our patron in chief, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, founder president of Ritanand Baldev Education Foundation and chairman of AKC Group of Companies. Together with that, I would also would like to express my gratitude to co-patron in chief, Dr. Atul Chauhan, Chancellor of Amity University, Punjab, and president of RBEF. Their vision that has been sown into us while they established this university, I think that is what we are keeping up to now. They helped us out to see this dream of coming up globally, and this is what Amity Law School has already stepped into. And it is all because of the united efforts of everyone. I would also like to extend my appreciation to our Vice Chancellor, Sir Dr. R.K. Kohli, sir, who is a globally renowned environment scientist and a great academician. His guidance has given us a lot. He has taught us a lot. He was the one who actually imbibed this feast of thoughts to be taken together, maybe with the interdisciplinary research and the lecture series that he actually went into. And this is how we came up with the idea that why not giving this opportunity to everyone, to all the students and different scholars from all across the globe. I would also like to extend my deepest thanks to Mr. U. Ramachandran, Senior Vice President, RBEF, and Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Vice President, RBEF, who has supported in aligning our law school's vision with the global best practices. Further, I would like to acknowledge our esteemed guests and speakers, first of all, Professor Emeritus Dr. Balram Gupta, sir, who gave us the insight and spoke so beautifully about how this constitution, which is non-living thing, has such dynamic aspect. And now at present, it has become a living document. Thank you, sir, for sharing such great words of wisdom with us. Further, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Dilip Kumar, sir, Registrar, sir, of Punjab University, for his presence and unwavering support in everything. I would also like to extend my deepest thanks to Dr. Puneet Sharma, sir, Dean Academics, Amity University, Punjab, for his academic leadership and being a constant pillar of support in every event. Further, I would like to express my deepest thanks to Dr. Jaspreet Kaur Mijijia, ma'am, our Dean, ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am, for your vision and the direction and the tireless encouragement. I know there has been so many back-to-back events that has been scheduled, but we have always found ma'am to supporting us in every part, in every kind of endeavor we are trying to make. We are also grateful to Advocate Piyush Jalan, founder of Law Learnizo, and our knowledgeable partner, for coming up with this collaboration and giving us this opportunity to come up with this international conference. Further, I would like to thank our keynote speakers, Dr. Professor Jyoti Ratan ma'am, Dr. Bhavna Mahadev, and Dr. Asenger. All of them, the keynote speaker, they spoke about the challenges that artificial intelligence can impose to us. This is one of the most contemporary topic I think so we all are dealing with. And the insightful wisdoms, the words, the elaboration that they have made into, maybe with regard to the data protection, or maybe with regard to the artificial intelligence and its boons and banes, or maybe with regard to the right to be forgotten. I think the keynote speakers gave us such deep insight that they have already given a seed of thoughts to look into and delve into such kind of interesting contemporary topics. I would like to further give my appreciation to the organizing team, which cannot be ignored. My heartfelt appreciation to Ms. Poonam Gulati, the co-convener, and my dear colleague, for her continuous support, coordination, commitment, and spending her long hours in making this event very successful. She has really tirelessly, she has really worked very hard. My sincere thanks to our faculty members who have always been there with us with a smiling face and working with us to make every event, everything very successful and giving a mark to Amity University. Thank you. My sincere thanks to our student coordinators. I should not be forgetting them. Mr. Shubham Bhatia and Ms. Gunjan Saxena, who have shown their remarkable dedication, professionalism, and teamwork throughout. I really have great sense of appreciation to you. And finally, a warm thank you to all the organizing team, faculty members, staff, administration team, branding team, especially the IT team, everyone, and everyone has collaborated so well. It was such a great teamwork. They worked behind the scene to make this conference a reality. It was looking as if it is something going to be very difficult to make it a live streaming. But all their support has really come up so well that we see the fruits already growing right now. And we are going to enrich their fruits. We are going to enjoy their fruits in all our technical sessions further. And finally, I would like to give my special thanks to my dear most students who are really waiting that when I'm going to end my vote of thanks. I look forward for more participation from you. I know you are already, most of the students are already preparing for our intermoot also. And many of the students are participating in conference without even our, requesting you to be a part of it. We saw that we had a great overwhelming response from all of you. This is really a great opportunity. I believe the Amity Law School is providing to you because more you're going to come forward like this. This profession actually speaks about your good oration, speaks about your good research, speaks about your good thinking. And such kind of opportunity should be really availed. Thank you for your kind presence over here. It really means a lot. Without you people, this would have not been successful. So finally, I would like to end up with my formal vote of thanks and wishing everyone a very successful and enriching conference ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this comprehensive vote of thanks and for leading us throughout this journey. And with that, we conclude the inaugural session of the first International Law Conference hosted by Amity Law School, Amity University, Punjab. On behalf of the entire organizing committee, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all our dignitaries, speakers, guests, and participants for making this event a grand opening. Let this conference be a space where law is not only studied, but also reshaped, challenged, and reimagined for the future. We look forward for your enthusiastic participation in the sessions ahead. As we draw this memorable event to a close, I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जय जय मंगल जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, everyone. Now we conclude this conference and let this academic dialogue begin.